Let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually got excited about opening your underwear drawer? Yeah, me neither. It's usually a depressing game of which pair is the least sad. Then I tried MeUndies, and now I'm that person who has opinions about underwear fabric. The second you touch it, you get it. It's buttery soft, it's breathable, it actually stays put. No bunching, no riding up, no readjusting yourself like you're trying to be subtle, but absolutely are not. I totally did that in yoga the other day, and I'm sure somebody saw me. Anyway, here's where it gets fun. The prints. My drawer went from mystery bag of beige sadness to something I actually look forward to putting on. They've got everything from classic black basics to prints that just kind of make you smile. From extra small to 4XL, so everyone gets a flattering fit. Their Ultramoto fabric is so soft and stretchy, perfect for summer when you're wearing as little as possible, and comfort is non-negotiable. Plus, if you're not happy with your first pair, it's on them. Zero risk and all comfort. I have loved every pair of little undies and bralettes that I've gotten from MeUndies, and I've gotten them for a lot of gifts from my friends as well. I have never met a pair of undies from MeUndies that I didn't love. Seriously, 5 stars. Highly recommend. And honestly, I didn't know that underwear could be this much of an upgrade. Now I do, and there's no going back. So right now, as a listener of our show, you can get up to 50% off your first order plus free shipping at MeUndies.com/culty. Promo code culty. That's up to 50% off plus free shipping at MeUndies.com/culty. Promo code culty.
This podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be considered legal, medical, or mental health advice. The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the podcast and are not intended to malign any religion, group, club, organization, business, individual, anyone, or anything.
I'm Sarah Edmondson.
And I'm Anthony Nippy Ames, and this is A Little Bit Culty.
We woke up from a cult, and that journey was captured in The Vow on HBO and in my memoir, Scarred.
Now, in this podcast, we break down the shame and secrets that make these experiences so destructive with honest conversations on how seemingly benign groups can cross into the cultiverse and how to spot and recover from trouble if it happens to you.
Each week, we bring in experts, survivors, and whistleblowers to explore red flags, resilience, and even share a few laughs because sometimes you gotta laugh.
Subscribe to our Patreon for early and ad-free listening, some live Q&A, and exclusive content at patreon.com/alittleBitCulty.
Welcome to Season 8 of A Little Bit Culty. I meant to ask at the beginning, but we got right into it. Like, how are you? Like, this has been such a challenge. I know getting this out and like, it's, we understand labors of love, but how does it feel now that it's out and you're,
I think he's fine.
Baby?
I think he's fine. So.
Yeah, I know, but I want to know how he's doing.
I'm actually not
feelings
fine.
now.
I'm actually not
talking
fine.
about feelings.
He's tired.
I mean, I will tell you. So, I've also been doing, your audience will remember that years ago, you guys had the Bentinho people on, Jay, Jacqueline.
Yes, so tell us about that too.
The box.
So, from probably just before they went on the podcast, we began documenting as well, right? So we've basically been shooting them for 5 years. And I just went out to the Netherlands with them to go and document a bunch of stuff out there, which is very exciting. I've now spoken to probably every single person that's come out, I thought, but now more people are coming out. And so I've been doing this podcast. So the series is called Instaguru, and the podcast is also called Instaguru. I've put out 7 episodes so far. They're intense. I'm tired. I feel really, really proud and satisfied with being able to get this film ready and to also work on the Instaguru series. Mm-hmm. But I have a level of exhaustion that is emotional exhaustion that's profound.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You guys know this. I have heard so many horrible things over the last 5 years. Like, I've heard some of the worst of humanity. And you guys know I went into prisons to talk to murderers. So like, I've already seen bad shit, but there was something about the slow decapitation of people's souls, and having them share that. The same thing happens with you guys. They share that pain with you. It's exhausting. And I don't say it to say like, I don't want to do it. It just hurts. Like, my heart just hurts from years of listening to so much pain, and so much
so
horror.
hard. Are you taking care of yourself?
I'd like to say yes. But
Well, Mark, one of the
Bonnie
things Sarah
keeps
and
saying
I,
you need to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
So
Bonnie, I'm going to
Honestly,
text Bonnie. I mean,
if
she's on it, I'm sure.
if we could, I'm going to share like what was going on when we were going out, when we were all getting out, and some of the conversations Sarah and I had. Like, we could leave the drama and go be parents.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
honestly, Sarah and I have talked about it. If
Like
we didn't have Troy, if we didn't have that, we
had to stop what we were
had
doing.
to stop what we were doing. It demanded our attention. And so I got into a different parasympathetic place, and I kind of stayed there with my son. And I recognize you and Bonnie were just in the gunfight the entire time. You couldn't leave it.
Constantly.
And I imagine that's kind of like, you got to give yourself a puppy or something where you can go like, just
get a puppy, Mark.
leave your world.
I
leave
can't
your
get
world
a puppy right now, but
you know what I mean though, right?
I do. I will tell you one thing that actually is very helpful. We live very close to this beautiful wilderness area where there's deer. And like sometimes in the morning we'll go out like just after sunrise.
Not with your gun,
Bonnie,
Mark.
like, I just want to go see that. No, not with a gun. I couldn't hurt an animal.
Just checking.
I just go look at fucking Bambi, in the backlit fields of Texas.
That's what I'm talking about.
I feel better,
Yeah.
And then I go and shoot targets that have nothing to do with animals, It's important to be prepared.
It's good to get your aggression out. Yeah.
It's important to be prepared.
Be prepared. Get your aggression out.
Well, let me say it this way. I've collected enemies.
Yeah.
I'll just say that. I've collected enemies.
What's the pushback you're getting on this stuff?
Other than the lack of support from Netflix or...
That's the least of the shit. That's the
Which,
least.
by the way, you said there isn't... Sorry, can I just say one thing? But the comment about there's no audience, like the number one docuseries on Netflix right now is Trust Me, The False Prophet.
I know.
So what the fuck, Netflix?
I know. I'll tell you something else, though.
That's a lie, if you ask me, Mark.
Yeah. I'll tell you something else, though, that people say things like, oh, you should Netflix, as though Netflix is a really wonderful thing. Here's what the streamers do. They know filmmakers are desperate to get their shit out there. So they will take their stuff, pay them almost nothing, and maybe market it or maybe not market it. But then you don't have control of what they're doing in terms of marketing.
You don't want that.
No. Do not want that. Don't want that. Listen, they might realize that what happened with What the Bleep is everybody said no. And then you know what happened? Like 4 months later, everybody's banging on the door. Like, turns out, they didn't say turns out there is an audience. They said things like, oh, it seems to be making money. It was like, yeah, you don't say. We're patient. It's taken 5 years to get here, but I believe in the audience.
Yeah.
I believe in the audience.
Tell people what they want. That's the thing. You got to tell them what they want.
Sidebar, because this won't be out for a couple of weeks. Have you watched False Prophet yet?
Not yet.
But I've know about it.
Yeah.
And I've
been chatting with her a bunch about it. Yeah.
Okay. And did she told you about her experience with Keith Raniere?
Long time ago, she told me. Yeah.
You know that
about
they
2 or
dated
3 years ago. Yes.
Briefly. Yeah.
Insane. It's insane.
And she texted him in like 2007, like, hey, you should get a cult expert to look at this group because there's some you can decult it. There's some elements that might be problematic, and you should get someone to look at it.
Did you get her on your pod to talk about this?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
2 days ago. Yeah, and it comes out in a couple weeks. Well, it'll be I don't know. It'll be last week, but it comes out soon. Yeah, she's incredible. I mean, what she did is fucking incredible, and she has saved people.
Warrior. What a warrior.
Yeah, she's a warrior. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, the fact there's no audience for it is bullshit. People are hungry for this shit.
It's complete bullshit. But one of the things, a lot of artists are recognizing that part of the reason the film industry is failing, if your audience doesn't know this, the film industry is in utter free fall collapse.
Yes, I did know.
Part of the reason is because, have you ever looked at those movies with all the producers? Those people have skimmed so much money off the top and the bottom that there's so little money to actually make things. But, they've got second, third, fourth, and fifth houses, so good for them. The industry's become so predatory that it's sort of squeezed artists out so much. I think 45 technicians left Hollywood in the last year, just left. Like really high-skilled technicians just left because it's so difficult to make films. So I think the industry is going through this kind of revolution right now, and they're sort of embracing AI in a way that's completely stupid. Like I think AI has its place. But they're embracing the way that's completely stupid. And I think what they're going to finally realize is that films will come out that are very authentic, and they look at it and they go, How did that become successful? Because it's authentic, motherfucker. Because it's
70s.
real and it's real feelings, you know?
Mm-hmm.
They're the last to know. The last.
Oh,
Yeah.
I just reminded me, I did have a question. I won't say who, but there was somebody, one of the self-aware narcissists has an emotional moment in your film without giving away anything. What do you think was going on? Was that a performance or was that real? What do you think that was?
I have my opinions, but I'm not going to say. But I really want whoever's listening to this podcast, when you see the film, I'd love to hear what you think. Let's just say some people in that room believed it and some people didn't. I'm not going to say more of that right now.
Okay. Well, hopefully this is a lot of cliffhangers for people to be excited
let me
to go
talk
see
about
it.
something related but adjacent and somewhere else. I mean, did you notice in NXIVM, how many people did crocodile tears? They just did performance, just complete crocodile tears.
I mean, some, yeah.
I mean, like very famous actresses who basically
that's who I'm
cried
thinking
and
of.
suddenly stopped crying. And like, what the fuck just happened? So I think there's a lot of performance that goes into thing. I will say this, let's go back to my film. I believe that if narcissists do cry, what they're experiencing is pity, self-pity. They're not crying for anything other than themselves.
Yeah, I agree.
They'll never cry for somebody else. They feel sorry for themselves, and the pity is what makes them cry. And people think, oh my God, they're feeling all these things and they're so deep and this bottomless well of wonderfulness and yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, I feel like that reminds me of season 2 of The Vow with certain tears.
Yeah, exactly.
Like those are tears, but what are the tears for?
What are the tears for? Yeah.
Before we hear from our sponsors, just a quick reminder. Our book, A Little Bit Culty, Navigating Cults, Control, and Coercion, is officially out and available on Amazon.
Signed pre-orders have closed, but you can still get your copy today. This book is the culmination of 5 years of conversations, interviews, and research. Everything we've learned about how people get pulled into high control groups and how to avoid, escape, or heal from them.
If you've been listening to the podcast and want a deeper go-to resource, this is it.
Available now on Amazon in print and as an ebook for Kindle. And yes, the audiobook is coming soon, narrated by us.
Just search A Little Bit Culty and grab your copy. Do it.
Thanks, everybody.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Can we be honest about summer for a second? Everyone acts like summer's this magical season of endless joy. But half the time, I'm just trying to keep my tiny humans entertained while also working on somehow enjoying the precious fleeting days of sunshine without having a full breakdown. This is exactly when therapy becomes a lifeline. Not because something's wrong, but because juggling the travel, the camps, the mom, dad, I'm bored on repeat, the guilt about not doing enough, it's a lot. So this summer, we make time for BetterHelp and therapy for yourself. How do you take care of yourself in the summer? Well, BetterHelp makes it ridiculously easy. You take a quick questionnaire, they match you with a fully licensed therapist who actually gets your situation, and you can do sessions online whenever works for you. No driving across town, no waiting rooms, no adding one more thing to your impossible schedule. And if the first match isn't clicking, switch therapists anytime. No awkward conversations, no extra fees. Thriving this summer just requires someone who can help you figure out how to do this without losing your mind. You don't have to say yes to everything this summer. Find support in therapy. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/culty. That's betterhelp.com/culty.
Summer always does this thing where it forces me to confront my wardrobe like some kind of annual intervention. Suddenly everything's too heavy, too structured, too blah. I just want to feel like a human who has their life together without melting. Especially here in hot Atlanta. Quince has truly nailed that sweet spot of looks expensive, but doesn't require a second mortgage. 100% European linen, organic cotton, washable silk, the kind of fabrics that breathe and move and don't make you look like a wrinkled disaster by 10 a.m. Their linen pants start at $32, which honestly makes no sense given how great they are. Soft denim for when you need real pants and organic cotton sweaters for those cool summer evenings. Everything's 50 to 80% less than other brands because they skip the middleman and work directly with ethical factories, so you're not funding some brand's fancy ad budget, just getting quality stuff. I have 2 personal favorites this summer so far because I've been doing a fair bit of traveling and I'm going to continue to be taking too many planes, but I bought a super soft fleece set. One is a full zip hoodie and one is, I actually got 2 pants so I can mix and match the joggers and the wide leg. Both look great. I also got the Bella Stretch barrel jeans in white, and these are my go-to summer jeans. They are high-waisted, which is perfect for, the mom-tom. And plot twist, Quince has also expanded into home goods, bedding, kitchen stuff, all elevated, but actually affordable. I've gotten a lot of my birthday gifts from my girlfriends here at Quince. So yeah, join the party. Elevate your summer wardrobe. Go to quince.com/culty for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/culty for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/culty.
When I tell people their phone bill could be $15 a month, they look at me like I'm either lying or using 2 tin cans connected by string. What's the catch, they ask? And I get it. I had the same reaction. Because for years, wireless companies have trained us to expect the rug pull. The hidden fees, the introductory rate that expires after 3 months, the customer service that makes you want to throw your phone into the ocean. But here's the thing. There is no catch. It's actually $15. Unlimited talk, text, and data on the nation's largest 5G network. An actual award-winning care team that doesn't make you want to scream into the void. You bring your current phone, keep your number, pick a 3, 6, or 12-month plan, and just stop hemorrhaging money on wireless. That's it. That's the whole conspiracy. I guess if there's a catch, it's that you'll be mad you didn't do this years ago and calculate how much money you've basically set on fire. But other than justified rage at past you, no catch. Just a phone bill that doesn't make you cry. To get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/culty. That's mintmobile.com/culty. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/culty. That's it. There's no catch. $45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Speeds slower above 40 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Additional tax fees and restrictions apply. See Mint Mobile for details.
Sponsor break's done. Back for more culty stories.
Yeah, because there's the thing about, when you see somebody hurt or somebody, it's interesting. In these interviews I've been doing with Jay Jathan-Keelan and a whole bunch of other people now for Instaguru, there are times when, when we're like this, looking at each other on the screen, like I just start crying. I'm crying because what they're describing is so painful and it sort of touches something inside of me. And then what happens is, if you have that experience, you assume that when others are crying, it's for the same reason. And you assume like, oh my God, they're feeling the depth of what I felt. No, they're not at all. They could be feeling fucking nothing, but they feel sorry for themselves. One of the things that, just to go back to the film, one of the things that happens in the film, because we touch on politics in the film, and we touch it in the sense that, that one of our narcissists says, these people basically work their way to the very top. That politics is a great place for them. And a lot of people come up to me and say like, oh, you're talking about the president, you're talking about this. And I say things like, when you look at politics, there's some people that just look they're obviously narcissistic. They're grandiose. But I don't think they're the most dangerous. I think it's the covert ones that are the most dangerous. The ones that speak the language of love and light and, helping people and blah, blah, blah. But that's more dangerous to me than the people that are, just braggadocious. Is that a word? Braggadocious?
Braggadocious.
It is now.
Is that a word?
Bragga like a ding dong. That's the soundbite from this
We did
episode.
not smoke weed before we had this conversation, by the way.
But we could have.
But
and
we could
might
have.
still. And the day is young.
But if I did, I would be nervous.
To your point, Mark, you have people with belief systems, and everyone's belief system can have an extreme version of itself. And when it becomes extreme, the behavior becomes overt and you wear it on your sleeve, or it becomes more covert and you pretend that you're not doing it and you pretend that you can't go too far.
Yes. And that's the thing. I worry more about the covert stuff in the world.
It confuses people because if you're saying something's going on and people are telling you it's not, then it's a very hard thing to measure and then address.
Yes. Unrelated to anything, what are those 3 gold things between the two of you on that cabinet there?
Spotify Awards.
Spotify Awards.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that.
I don't know if they're like, I think they're more of a Christmas present than like an actual award.
Was that like for,
But they look
like for
awards.
viewership or what?
I don't know. The Create Digger Wrapped Awards. I got 2 of them.
Nice.
I don't know. I think it was like kind of,
They
it came
sent
with,
me 2 just as an accident. So they're not really.
Nice.
Spotify has been very supportive.
But they look like
Nice.
we won something.
Yeah.
It
Well,
looks
so
like
we
you
kind of-
guys cashed in somewhere.
No, it looks like we did something like 3 straight years. Like,
Yes.
MVP. Yeah. It looks
Yes.
Well,
Like,
let's just pretend.
yeah.
Let's just pretend.
Yes.
Just to make sure we don't wrap up
I
in
was
an
a judo
awkward way.
champ in high school.
Yeah, I was 5th grade judo champ.
Sarah and I have like these jokes every now and then, like randomly. We'll just bark out one of his achievements. You know,
I
It's
love
like,
it.
Did you know I ran
I
a
love
100-yard dash? In
I
10 seconds?
love it. Oh my God.
Sarah's
Oh
like,
my
I was a
God.
judo champion. That's great. It's fun.
Do you
We
know,
do laugh.
I don't look back at believing all that with shame anymore. Because now I'm just like, you know what? Everybody believes some weird fucked up shit. But at first I was like, how the fuck did I believe that?
I just wish that I'd known how IQ scores work, because I used to think that he was 240, which now I know
It's astronomical.
is like, I didn't even know how astronomical it was.
It's
I just was shouted out. Like, I just like, and that's in the book too. Like, do your research. Like I didn't even check to see any of the things that was his claims.
well, I did with the person that enrolled me. I'm like, what is this? What is this?
Yeah.
And he was in the Guinness Book of World Records once.
And I actually saw it.
Yeah.
The Guinness Book.
But
World
you
Records.
guys addressed it in your book. You addressed the whole trust thing, leveraging other
Leverage
people's trust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like a lab coat doctor
Yeah.
wearing a lab
Yeah.
coat. I just want to make sure that there's not an awkward ending, because I know you have a legal call, which we end in like 6
Well,
minutes.
I do
or
want
what's
to talk
your-
just a bit about what we're trying to do with the film as well. And I want to plug a few things. The one thing I want to plug is this podcast, Instaguru. It's called Instaguru. The A is an @ sign. Instaguru Bentinho Massara. That's on YouTube and also on all podcast platforms. And we've done 7 so far. There's a lot of stuff that's still coming. I just interviewed a spiritual teacher that knew Bentinho many years ago. There's a lot of people. There's also a book. There's a book now as well about all this.
that just came out.
So it's called In de Greep van de Guru, which is the Dutch for In the Grip of the Guru, written by this journalist, Ivo van Woerden, who I've been working with for 5 years as well. He interviews about 60 people.
Wow.
So
All
that's pretty
ex-members?
amazing.
Of the box?
Is the box still on the run?
The box is in the Himalayas. He has withdrawn from the material world.
Is
so
this is
he's-
like a 7 dimension now?
No, he's dissolved.
But
into
he
the
did
fifth
write a
consciousness.
passive-aggressive letter while he was distanced from the world.
Dissolving?
And he called,
You can't do that.
He called
do that.
the defectors and journalists alligators. So we're now alligators.
Oof.
It's kind of like
Oof.
suppressors, We're
Yeah,
alligators. But anyway, so that's coming out. That's out already. We're going to do a lot more. There are people coming forward that nobody's ever heard from before because they're listening to the podcast. And a lot of people that left that didn't really do the deep programming work are listening to the podcast going, oh, shit. And now they're reaching out and talking. So that's pretty amazing.
Is that on your channel?
That's on my channel. It's on WTF
Great.
is on my mind. Yeah, same channel.
Great.
And then with the film Narcissist Playbook, people can just go to narcissistplaybook.com. What I'd love to do is I want to give you the donation links as well, because
Yeah,
we're
put those in the show notes.
raising money as we go. And what we're trying to do is basically we want the film to be seen by as many people as possible. And the 2 things we need to do that are basically, we want people to be aware that it exists, and we need the resources to do our outreach, marketing, advertising, and putting in theaters ourselves. So that's what all of the money that we're raising is going towards, is basically doing all of that.
Great.
And of course, there are some legal fees as well, So
Also, what
good
we could
cause.
do, Mark, is good cause. We could put at the beginning of the month. So in 2 weeks, we have a newsletter that comes out. We could put
Sweet.
a little article about it there, and there's I think like
Sweet.
2,000 or 3,000 people. Not a ton, but
Yeah.
it'll get to that group too.
Yeah.
Guy.
And another thing I was
shots,
thinking about, what I love about, because our podcasts are slightly different. You guys are showing the pattern consistently across multiple cults, which I think is so important. And my obsession, if you want to understand, is a lot more just about the pathology. Like that's my obsession. But it won't last forever. It's like what it is for now. But I'm obsessed with the pathology and then seeing how it plays out at all different scales. I tend to not get too deep into the weeds with politics. I talk about the pattern as opposed to the specifics, because
Correct.
people are
Yeah.
so fucking reactive,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't get into the content.
No, which is so interesting, because there are, as we know, cult experts who really do get into the politics, and I feel like they're alienating the other side.
I know. It's a huge problem.
But Mark, this addresses what you're doing, because this is actually what the narcissist set up.
Yeah.
They set up a tumultuous atmosphere where good people are at each other's throats and not recognizing they have a common enemy.
I'm so happy you said that, because that's exactly what's going on. The PSYOP that was designed is basically having us triangulating all of us against each other.
Right.
And we don't
Based
stop
on
to look at
stupid gender, race.
Stuff that you can't change. The stuff you can change, I can understand giving people a hard time. But the stuff you cannot change,
right?
It's immutable? You can't change it.
Immutable characteristics, and it's a perpetual fight. They can fund a perpetual fight, and if you take the bait, you're in deep in the trenches. And like I say to people, like, the news is not true, and they go, yeah, well, the other news is not true. My news is true. I'm like, my God, you're in a trauma bond with your own fucking abusers. And Mark,
come on,
Mark. All this said, I'm still susceptible to it. I still catch myself going. I have that guilty pleasure of seeing someone that I don't like get it.
Yes.
So like, this is someone. I'm not saying I'm evolved, but I'm saying I'm still like, I still have that good. Glad that happened. Like.
Yes.
So I know there's I know it lives in me.
That's still in us versus them.
Yeah. It still lives in me to a certain degree. Right. So it's like, I can only imagine if you don't even know what's going on. Like, I
see things and I get upset and I'm like, how, I can't believe that happened. And then I dig deeper and I go, that didn't happen. Fuck. Fuck.
Yeah. There's so many things that I'd really like.
Master teacher.
I'd really love to find out from.
We should have a bitch sesh episode.
We should
come to the episode with a list of things that we just want to fucking riff about, and maybe we can bring in someone else.
Maybe Karen and Triner.
Let's just have a.
She won't
session.
bitch quite the same way.
No, she's still.
We need somebody petty. We need somebody petty.
Yeah. Dude, have you, Mark?
I'm real petty.
Mark, I'm obsessed with pettiness. I told Sarah this.
Really?
We had an experience about 4 or 5 years ago where I was pulling out of an apartment complex, right? And there was a guy, and it was kind of a busy 2-lane road with a median. So your left-hand turn.
You could tell the story so much quicker.
Yeah, you had your left-hand turn wide around a median, right? And the arrow was really short because it's an apartment complex and on a major throughway. And it changes green left. The guy's sitting there. I beep him a little bit, right? Just hit it, just let him know it was there. He does a wide turn, lets me get in front of him to the next stoplight, comes up behind me and honks at me. And I was like, so petty. I was so obsessed with why would he take the time to do that? And
do you know why that doesn't happen in Texas?
Because people have guns.
Everyone's packing.
Yeah.
You do not do that shit in Texas.
But it wasn't even malevolent. It was just like,
don't beep at people.
It was.
Okay, wait. I had a question. I remember what it was from 10 minutes
Sarah's
ago.
trying to get focused. Sarah's trying very hard to get focused.
I remember what it was.
Tension's offer.
I remember. What's going on. Fuck off. Nippy and I both pointing at each other in your film about narcissism, by the way. You do that. Oh, you do that. No, you do that.
Yeah. I won.
We all do a bit of everything.
Yeah, but listen, what I was going to ask you is, even after all this information, everything we've learned, I mean, Nippy and I realized in writing the book where we learned more about ourselves, about our situational vulnerabilities. And, even when I wrote Scarred 6 years ago to writing a little bit culty now, I've learned more about how I got in trouble in the first place. Like, there's the obvious things like community and purpose and, wanting to work with you and change the world and my idealism and stuff. But then I learned so much more about my fawning and my people pleasing and my, wanting the gold star and being special and more of the underbelly of everything.
Yeah.
Where do you think your remaining vulnerabilities still lie? Where do you get in trouble in terms of missing some of these things? And I can share ours too, if you want, so you don't feel alone. We still got them.
Let me, before I do that, I wanted to share one other thing, because I think you asked me a great question. One of the things I've really learned, and it's in the end of the film, there's a moment where Richard Grannon says something like, it's not just the narcissists that are the problem, it's us who keep on worshiping them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot about that, because people say well, how do we change this? And I keep thinking, well, we change it by not worshiping them, by not putting them on a pedestal.
Right.
If we didn't give Raniere the respect and adoration, he never would have been able to do what he did, right?
Right.
So there's a certain power that we have in terms of, so that's just something important. In terms of my vulnerabilities, I think that I still obsessively project goodness on people. And I still want to be part of something wonderful and great. And I meet people sometimes that I think, oh, and they're very excited and they want to do stuff with me. And I think, oh, this is going to be great. And like, I start to get this feeling of like, I found another one of my people. And then I started to get kind of involved in it. And then I realized like, oh no, they just got excited for a split second. And when they say things, they don't mean anything that they're saying. They're just fucking, diarrhea out of their mouth. And I go, fuck, I did it again.
Totally.
I fucking I got excited about like an idea or a project or something. And the thing is, I don't want to be the kind of person that doesn't get excited.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be like, you're all fuckers, fuck you all. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I feel that. But generally, I want to be the person that just looks at every single thing and goes, I don't know. So I'm trying more and more to like sit with my gut, like my gut feeling, but also recognize this is what's important. When I get overexcited, that's a red flag. When I get like batshit overexcited, I have to say to myself, that's like when you're a teenager and you fall in love. It's like stupid chemicals, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing I have to really watch carefully because I am enthusiastic and I am excited. And that's shit I want to do. I'm fucking 60 years old now. I got only so much time fucking left. Like I'm excited. Mm-hmm. But like sometimes that excitement gets a bit like wobbly. And I don't understand it at the moment, but there's actually fear in there as well. It's like gambling. You get excited, but you're afraid as well. Mm-hmm. That's the thing risky. I still have to really watch. I have to watch out for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's totally. And we haven't been, duped by a cult leader per se, but we've been in situations with business where we weren't necessarily love bombed, but we were buttered up,
Sure.
We were buttered up and I felt, totally felt my people, excited about projects. And I did the same thing again, which was not researching, not getting not doing reference checks.
Well, also I think there's a component too of
got a reference check when you get that excited. I totally do the same thing.
Making good decisions around people requires you have to be 100% authentic with yourself and the other situation in order to discern, because you have to go, well, I don't want to make a decision that's going to offend. You have to be somewhat ruthless in that and then figure out how to do it in a way that doesn't seem ruthless. It's just good decision making, really, and recognizing the impulses that inform bad decisions.
Even cult podcasts need sponsors. Check out these must-haves. Okay, here's the problem with getting older. I mean, there's so many problems, but vision. I need readers. I need to have readers in my bedside table drawer. I need to have readers in my car console, by my computer, in the kitchen. It's very stressful to walk around needing glasses and then having scratched up glasses, and getting new ones just feels like it's like you have to plan a small wedding. You have to schedule an appointment. You have to sit in a waiting room flipping through ancient magazines. And then you get the hard sell on lens upgrades and fork over what feels like a car payment. Enter Zenni Optical, which honestly should have been put into existence decades ago. You pick frames online, you upload your prescription, they ship to your door. Prescription glasses, sunglasses, and blue light blockers starting at under $30. Nope, not a typo, $30. And here's where it gets so fun. At that price, you stop treating glasses like that precious heirloom. You get the serious work ones, you get the ridiculous statement ones that only match one outfit, and then get backups for your backups, because why not? You can't afford not to. They've got over 150,000 five-star reviews, plus virtual try-ons so you can see how frames actually look on your face before committing. No more buying blind and praying to the eyewear gods. Honestly, I'm just mad that I spent so many years overpaying when this existed the whole time. And you know what's honestly changed the most in my life, thanks to Zenni, is having the options, having the backup. I like to be prepared, and I like to have what I need when I need it. And now I have many pairs of glasses. Thank you to Zenni. If your glasses are overdue for a refresh, now is the time. Go to zenni.com/podcast and use code podcast15 for 15% off your first order. The styles do sell out, so don't sit on it. That's Z or Z if you're in Canada. zenni.com/podcast, promo code podcast15.
This message is sponsored by Raycon. Father's Day is coming up, and I'm already panicking because what do you get the dad who either has everything or insists he needs nothing? I'm good. Don't worry about that. Classic dad move. But I found something that actually works. Raycon's Everyday Earbuds Classic. Boom. I've been using mine pretty much every day. Gym, errands, working from home. They're the ones I actually reach for because the active noise cancellation is legitimately impressive without completely isolating you from the world. You can still hear what's going on around you without sacrificing sound quality, which is perfect for dads who need to stay aware but also want to tune out when necessary. The ergonomic design actually stays put. You can pair them with 2 devices at once, and the new colors are great. I went with cool mint because apparently I make decisions based on vintage appliance aesthetics. Here's the kicker. Same premium motto as the big brands, half the price. Over 3 million happy customers, 30-day guarantee, currently 15% off. So you get him the thoughtful gift, and you both avoid the "you really didn't have to" dance. Win-win. Upgrade your dad's everyday routine. Go to buyraycon.com/culty to get 15% off. Thanks, Raycon, for sponsoring.
Our outdoor space used to be what I called my backyard of doom, a stoop of shame. Like if guests wanted to sit outside, I'd remember that I suddenly have to show them something inside, anything inside. And then we actually used Wayfair, and now I don't have to fake emergency indoor tours because I want to host people outside. Right now, I am obsessed with the Anderson fully assembled, yes, that's right, you don't have to do it yourself, 10-person outdoor sectional seating group with cushions. Look it up or come on over. It is a beautiful set, and I am so excited about the parties I am going to host while it is warm out here in Hotlanta. Because the thing about outdoor furniture usually is it's heavy, it's complicated, and the assembly instructions look like they were written by someone who hates you personally. And Wayfair gets this. They offer installation and assembly services, which is code for, we'll deal with the soul-crushing parts that you don't have to. Thank you. Outdoor seating, grills, lighting, storage, basically everything you need to turn your sad concrete situation into an actual place that humans want to be. And with over 20 million 5-star reviews, you can hear from real people who've already survived the process, or process, depending on what part of the world you live in. Plus, Wayfair Verified means that their team actually tests everything with a 10-point inspection, quality, functionality, how long it takes to build, so you're not playing Russian roulette with your backyard. Now, when people ask to sit outside, I'm like, yes, please do. It's a whole new world. Come on out. People, patio season is here, and these amazing deals won't last. Head to wayfair.com right now to get your outdoor space ready for way less. That's WAYFAIR.com. Happy summer. Happy shopping.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Did you skip over all the ads? We hope you didn't. Thank you to our sponsors, and thank you for listening. Now, let's resume our culty convo.
Yeah, totally. Without punishing ourselves for having them, because we're just fucking human, right?
Yeah.
Like, what I try not to do is I try not to say, oh my God, I did it again. Or like, I try not to say, you're so stupid. I try to go like, yeah, I can see why. Because, you know, I feel these things and I feel those things. I don't want to destroy those things in me, my exuberance, and just be forgiving, you know, because I think I've seen it a lot with people that leave spiritual organizations. And I was one of these people. I just threw everything out. Mm-hmm. We've discussed this before. I just fucking threw everything out, you know, and now I'm sort of immersing myself back into spirituality. But it's sad. It's sad when you throw out the very things that defined you in your life, that were interesting to you, you know, that your soul felt moved towards. So yeah, I think it's good not to like beat yourself up and close the door. And I know, Sarah, you told me this fucking, you know, 7 years ago, you were saying this to me. Just took a little while. Yeah.
What did I say?
You're saying, don't close the door on everything.
Yeah. I was so wise.
You were. You were.
No, the other thing when you were talking about areas of susceptibility, you know, putting people on a pedestal, and I think that goes into the excitement. Like when I met you, and we've talked about this many times, I put you on a pedestal, and I was so excited to work with you and be a part of this team of humanitarians changing the world. Big red flag. Yeah. And you put Keith on a pedestal, and I was thinking about that, how like I definitely put him on a pedestal with certain things, but other things, like when I saw women talking about like what Keith said, we only need X amount of calories. And then they were like making fun of my quinoa and avocado because that was too many calories. And I'm like, Keith's not a nutritionist. So like somewhere inside me, I didn't have him fully on a pedestal. Mm. Do you know what I mean? Like, but I did with other things.
Yeah, no, it's the same with me with people. Yeah. But also, by the way, if they had quinoa and avocado, they may not have made some of the decisions they made because their brain would have worked.
Their brains were not working.
Their brains were not working.
That's partly what saved me with him, at least. I mean, not all the way, because I got branded, but you know, I didn't move to Albany. I didn't take his invitations for, you know, further projects or whatever.
Well, he wasn't the authority on everything for you.
He wasn't the authority on everything for me. So I guess that's sort of one of the lessons is like you can put somebody on a pedestal and you can respect what they do without putting them on the pedestal, I guess is what I'm sorting this out as I say it. Like you can meet them and go, wow, they've really done a good job with that film or whatever. Like Martin Scorsese is a really good filmmaker, but he also is not
going to take his stock advice.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. I know what you're saying, because like I look at people and I go, they've walked a road that I haven't walked yet that I want to walk, and they've done it very well, and I respect that. But like they may be an asshole in other areas, you know?
Yeah.
And I think what I do is I don't now elevate them to like almost fucking Jesus-like status.
Yeah.
Like I used to, you know?
Right.
Yeah, there's
it's like, how do you not fawn? And thank you, by the way, for introducing us to Dr. Ingrid Clayton.
Isn't she amazing? By the way, she was at the UCLA screening. She came to see the
What
film.
did she say?
She was stunned. She was stunned.
That must have been really a hard watch for her, too.
I think so. I think she was sitting next to Romney watching it.
What did Romney think of it?
She's very happy. She's very happy.
Yeah. I've been meaning to message her.
There's a lot of networks that can get this out, Mark.
I agree.
I messaged Evan last night to say that I thought she did a great job. And was that her song that she sang at the end?
That's her song at the very end, yeah.
It's so beautiful.
Isn't it amazing? Yeah.
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 It's so beautiful. But yeah, I think that's a good lesson. Like I'm figuring it out as I'm saying it to both of us. And I don't think Nippy does this in the same way, but I think you and I have a similar pattern of like, you know, propping somebody up and then being like, oh my God, they're like gushing a little bit, you know? And so how do you kind of like root out the respect that's necessary for that thing without trading our own autonomy in a moment? Like I'm really trying hard to say how I feel about something in real time, which is really hard for me because in real time I'm like, yeah, sure. And then later I'm like, fuck, you know?
No, I know.
Because I'm still fawning.
Yeah, no, I get it though. But it's a survival instinct. I was thinking about, you know, people say, oh, I don't do that. But like, was it 2015? I met Spielberg for the first time, and Lucas and J.J. Abrams.
Wow.
And I hung
all
out
in one place?
Yeah. And I hung out and talked to them. I was like fucking high. I was high. You know, everybody has those moments, you know, where you fanboy or fangirl over somebody. It's that thing, you know, it's that thing just when the cult, it lasts a bit longer until you realize they're all schmucks, you know?
Yeah. I don't want to do that anymore. I want to be like so bulletproof and self-assured that I can just say it in real time.
I'm working on it.
Look at us growing.
No, look at us growing.
Oh, Nippy's working on it with me. Nippy, I could give Nippy a little bit more.
That's what I meant.
A little more.
No, but how about when I called you out after about 3 weeks ago and was like, look, this is the authentic part. So
Nippy's working on his authenticity. I'm working on.
No.
Okay, I'll let you talk.
So Mark, I think I sent you the meme, the Carl Jung one, where it talks about how your clarity becomes a problem for the people that are abusing power. And because you have clarity, you now become the perpetrator.
Yes.
And Nietzsche went crazy because he weaponized his clarity and he didn't integrate his clarity as a utility, as an asset into the human team.
Yeah.
Right. So you have this skill set of clarity, let's say, and instead of weaponizing it and beating people over the head with it and being mad at them for not having it, you can integrate it into your persona and it becomes an asset to the people that you're around. And the reason you wouldn't is because you project the intent behind it, meaning you're not being authentic because of X, Y, Z. And because you haven't integrated the behavior that you see as bad and owned it and evolved it, you'll never be able to integrate your clarity in a meaningful way.
Can we not use the word integrate?
Well,
I like it. I still like it.
Does that make sense?
No, I get it.
That makes sense. So like for me, I was like, okay, I think I'm authentic. You think I'm authentic. I say what I think often. But then I was in a doctor's office and I was agreeing with something with the doctor that I didn't agree with, and I wasn't being authentic, and I busted myself. So I have this persona that's rooted in being authentic, but I was in a situation where I wasn't saying what I was thinking. I walked out of it and I go, that's the Carl Jung thing. I'm not authentic in all my situations. And I was afraid of like a conflict, and I was like, fuck. So I called Sarah on the phone and I said, look, I just busted myself. Like, and there's other areas of my life where I'm not being authentic, and I'm just going to dive in and say it and free myself of the prison of like shaming myself for being inconsistent.
Yeah.
That's all I was doing. I was just shaming myself for being inconsistent and saying the hard thing. Hey, no, doctor, I don't agree with this. And I did it. And I went in and I was like, it was totally fine. I can do it. I've done it 1,000 times. But in that moment, it was a,
I think
moment, I guess.
I think Nippy, we should give Nippy the first stripe on his orange sash.
I got to write a speech
or at
first.
least give you an amen. I mean, at least give you an amen for that.
I'll take
one,
an amen. I'll take an amen.
I'll take an amen.
I'll even thank God.
There you
Wait,
go.
Speaking of sashes, there's a question that's came up for me recently, Mark. That's totally unrelated, but just bear with me. Do you remember when I got promoted to green sash and they skipped me from 3 stripe orange to green? Do you remember that?
Yes.
Since you were my upline, were you ever consulted about that? Or like, did you know that was coming?
Right. I forgot about that.
I'm sure I was. And I think it may also have happened. There were a lot of fights that I had with them about like, how is so-and-so getting promoted? What about, and I had fights about you. And I said, how the fuck are you doing this? She produces and provides so much fucking value for this. I do not understand. You know, and then there were fights about this and fights about that. And I think what happened, I'm not saying that I caused the jump, but I did think that I started to point out certain people that were being jumped. And I'm like, that doesn't fucking make any sense. What about this and this and here? But I always got accused of nepotism because you were my business partner that was seen as nepotism, which, I mean, my God, talk about nepotistic, those motherfuckers.
Yeah, the most nepotistic.
I don't remember the exact reason. I do remember it being discussed. And I do remember feeling like fucking finally, because I thought it mattered. I thought it meant something.
Yeah,
I do too. I also think that because I'd had Troy, because Troy was like just 3 months old and I was sort of pulling him back. I feel like it was also what I found out later, the term a motivational promotion.
Maybe.
To keep me in. Because they skipped a stripe, which I had never seen before.
The way we used to chase that shit. Well, they skipped stripes with other people too. They skipped stripe with people he was fucking. So there's that.
Yeah. Do you remember when, I'm not going to say the name of the person, but it was somebody that was under me, was supposed to be, it must have been to Proctor. And I knew that this person was bulimic. And I brought it up to their coach and they said it didn't matter. And I was like, wait, but they're not going to promote this other,
You forgot the metric of blowjobs though, because that may have played a factor.
Which I also was not willing to do. But that
I beg to differ. Just kidding. Can I do that?
Oh my God!
Good Lord! Really just derailed.
Feisty here.
Sorry.
We have to.
I think it's time to end this fucking episode before we go to places we'll regret.
This is going to be real fun for our NXIVM nerds. Anyway, well, is there anything that we didn't ask you that you wanted to say or plug? We'll put all the show notes, we'll put it in the newsletter.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think just please support the film that we're doing. I think it's very, very important. I think that the film literally gives you I hate to say it, but it gives you a perceptual shift. Like going through the film, you go in one way and then there's this reversal that happens. You come out with like, holy shit. And then what happens is, true to my nature, I guess, you start reviewing the first 50 minutes in your mind. And you start realizing like, oh, I missed it there. I missed it there. I missed it there. I missed it there. So I think it's it is inductive. Dare I say, inductive experience. It is inductive. But I mean, that's the shit I love. I mean, that's why I was so attracted to ESP anyway. But yeah, I would just love your audience's support of like all the stuff we're doing.
So
it's important work.
And I
believe it's important work.
I will just remind you that you have always wanted to shift consciousness with media and you're doing it again. So that's really great, Mark.
Always. I feel like I'm on the path.
Mm-hmm. Did you try and interview Keith at all? Ago. It would have been funny.
But I do, by the way, I may be getting access to some recordings from prison though. So there's that. Okay,
one last thing I'll say about induction and we'll wrap it up. Do you think that Keith Raniere, can you remember the metaphor he used about the sixth sense and how when we were teaching, like, this is what it feels like. Oh, Bruce Willis is dead. And you recapitulate. Do you remember when we had that moment when you're like, what if Keith isn't who he says he was with me? And I was like, oh my God, he's a sociopath. And then we recapitulated. Yes. Do you think that he ever thought that eventually we were going to have the Bruce Willis is dead, Keith Raniere is a sociopath moment?
Never. I don't think he ever thought that would happen. Like, I think that he really believes in his own quote unquote genius. That's outside the realm of possibility. Just like he never thought about what people would do when you hurt their spouse.
There's so many gaps in his,
It never crossed his mind that Nippy would do what he would do and mobilize for the war after he hurt you, because he doesn't operate that way. So that's a complete blind spot. what parents will
Right.
do, what
No, he
spouses
took a shot
will
at
do,
my family.
what friends will
But
do.
I don't think he understood. I'm shooting his house.
He doesn't
And,
understand how it works.
It's not what you do to me.
No, he doesn't. He
It's
doesn't
the
understand
worst
that.
thing you could do to me.
That's,
Yeah.
thank goodness, his weakness. That's his weakness, because he doesn't feel the outrage that you're talking about. And so thank goodness he didn't feel the outrage. And let me tell you, there's other things he provoked and people didn't follow through. Had they followed through, he would not be walking this earth. So the end.
Have a good rifle practice.
Next week.
Mark, it's
Next
been
week,
so
I'm
fun.
back on the range, baby. Back on the range.
Well, thank you so much for your time. This is always fun. This will not
Always.
be on our Patreon channel. This will be on the real deal. But
I'm gonna find this guy.
if you ever want to do another Patreon
I'm gonna find
chat,
this,
you let
this
us
guy,
know.
Mark.
And
Which guy?
wait, am I saying goodbye? Let me say goodbye.
and then I'll
Say
Okay,
goodbye.
good. So go ahead.
All right.
Goodbye.
Deuces.
I gotta go. I gotta call. I gotta go.
We were like that all the time. Or was it mostly me? Was it
No,
mostly
it
me
was
that
both
said
of
this?
us.
I think it was probably all of us.
It's probably
I was power walking. And I
You were
gotta
power
go.
walking. You were always huffing and puffing.
Always having a
I was
puffing.
always, I
Okay.
had 5 meetings about to happen.
yeah, you did.
And Nippy, you
And I-
did it
and I-
sometimes, but you were
Yeah.
more, you didn't.
Nippy
do
is an
that to your
abrupt
day.
phone. Nippy
Yeah.
ends phone call. He doesn't even say goodbye. But I was still talking. He's already hung up on me.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm
it's
going to
all
just
right, all
stop.
No, Nippy
Gotta go,
always
gotta
says later to me, and then
Yeah.
the conversation's done.
Yeah. All right, everybody, that was a marathon. We hope that you enjoyed it as much as we did. Let us know who else you'd like to hear in the Where Are They Now series. Until then, have a great summer. And
Where are you now?
where are you? Let us know. Can't wait to hear from you. Bye.
Sinking down to the depths of the ocean, hanging on to the wave of my love. If I let go of it all, I could leave, but I know I won't.
We hope you're enjoying A Little Bit Culty. If so, please do show us some love. Drop a rating or leave a review. Hit subscribe on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen. And subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/alittlebitculty.
Even better, send this episode to someone who needs it. Maybe they're in a cult. Maybe they're just a little bit susceptible. Or maybe they just love a good story. Spread the word, spread the love. Thanks for listening, and see you next time.
A Little Bit Culty is a Trace 120 production.
Executive produced by Sarah Edmondson and Anthony Nippy Ames in collaboration with producer Will Rutherford at Citizens of Sound. Our co-creator is Jess Temple Tardy.
Our production coordinator is Leslie Dinsmore.
Writing by Sandra Namoto and social media marketing by Eric Swarzinski and Brooke Keene.
Our theme song, Cultivated, is by the artists John Bryant and Nigel Aslan.